What is up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Minecraft Tutorials. It is your boy Cheeseburger Eddie, and as always, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're going to be covering the unlimited XP farm today. We've talked so much about in previous episodes about the regular potato XP farm, a regular smelter like so. We're going to touch base on unlimited versions of XP farms, though, whether it's potatoes, cow farm, cow beef farms, kelp farms, and everything in between. So if you haven't already, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and let's get right into it. And as you can see in the background, a nice little cactus farm that it leads into a super smelter for your XP needs. This one in particular is a kelp farm. Most of you have all seen this before. We're going to touch base on it, why it's so important, and show you just as much XP that you can get from it in general, and also showing you a little bit of a potato farm along with a cow farm, because again, you can use all of these in your Minecraft worlds for this XP farm. We're going to touch base on how much XP you can get, what's the most effective way to get the XP, and so much more, so stay tuned. So the first thing I wanted to show you again is just showing you the overall build. Now this is basically just a very simple kelp farm connected to a super smelter, or just a regular smelter XP farm. Now the thing that makes this work is by letting the farm cook all of the items. This takes multiple hours, it takes quite a bit of time, but if you let that bottom chest fill up, if you let that bottom hopper fill up, you're gonna get yourself in a position to make so much XP, max amount of enchantments. Everything is going to be available to you in your Minecraft world. As you could see, just a couple of clicks and I was able to get to level 30. Let's show you really quickly how to make this thing. So what you're going to need is all the items listed below. Couple of chests, couple of hoppers, couple of smokers, pistons, observers, very basic items that you should be able to get in your early on in your Minecraft world. So very simple to make. Let's go ahead and touch base step by step how it's done. So go ahead and build yourself, or dig yourself a little hole that you can put a double chest into. Get a couple of hoppers and point them straight down into the chest like so. You're going to just have to crouch. Get a couple of smokers, put them on top. A couple of more hoppers pointed on each side of the smokers, and all you got to do is crouch to do so. A chest on each side on top of the hoppers, and then another couple of hoppers pointed directly into the smokers, and then a couple of chests on top of those smokers, the hoppers. That is basically your smelter. That is your XP farm. Now, if you want to make this thing unlimited and make it AFK, so to speak, get a couple of hoppers pointed into that back chest, a regular block of any type, a dirt block or a sand block. I guess you'd have to make it a little differently if you want to make sand, but a dirt block behind those with a temporary block on top of one, and then another layer of blocks up above, and you can delete that temporary block. So it should be looking just like that. A couple of pistons on top of those blocks on the back side with observers pointing the opposite way, so the arrows should be pointing backwards with the face forward. And you are halfway done. That is pretty much going to be the beef of your XP farm, or of your kelp farm, so to speak. Now get some glass. I recommend glass just because it's easy to see through, it's easy to use, and you can open up the chests on the top layer there. You're going to basically just fill up all of the surrounding areas of this thing around the pistons, because you don't want any kelp to be escaping from your farm. Once you fill this thing up, you can go ahead and put some buckets of water into the observers, or just spray them down with it. And once you do so, go ahead and put your second layer up, and then go ahead and put your kelp down, and then close off this entire section with the rest of your glass. And again, you can use any block you want. It doesn't have to be glass. I just like it so you can see everything that's going on, and you can make sure that nothing's going to mess up in your kelp farm. So after you do that, last thing you need to do is go on the backside of your XP farm or your kelp farm and put a couple of blocks on the backside of the pistons, and then a couple of pieces of redstone right behind the observers like so. Now, if it doesn't work, if nothing happens, all you got to do is put a lever or a button on the backside, flick it one time, and then destroy that piece. That button or that lever, just take it off, because once it goes one time, it'll start working on its own. And all it needs to do is have those pieces of kelp grow to the size of the observer, and then that observer will activate the piston to kick everything down into the XP farm. And since those hoppers are pointed straight down, everything will go inside, and you just have to let it do its thing. Let it cook. And again, it's going to take some time, but once you let this thing cook, it's going to give you some good amounts of XP for a kelp farm. This is very simple, very unlimited, but we're also going to talk about what other things can you use. Now, we've talked about this before so many times on the Minecraft channel, or on the YouTube channel rather. Potatoes. It's my favorite thing to use. It's unlimited XP. It gives you really good amounts of XP. This is the base model, so to speak, of the XP farm. 3 chests three hoppers and one smoker. And then you just need a fuel source and a bunch of potatoes. You need to fill the entire bottom chest. Now with these farms, the most important thing is that you have to fill the entire bottom chest, and that means you have to let it fill. You can't just place items in it. You have to let that entire bottom chest fill with the cooked items, whether it's cooked beef, whether it's potatoes, whether it's kelp, whatever it is. Let this entire chest fill. It'll take a long time, but it'll be worth it because that XP will always be there. Now, for everyone that's asking why does it have to be these things, just don't question what works. It works. So if you need to make yourself a bunch of cows, all you need to do is breed them like so. If you need a bunch of potatoes, you just need to find one potato and then it'll turn into 4 or whatever amount, and you just keep growing them until you have enough to fill your XP farm. And I wanted to show you guys real quick the potato farm because we do have this in a realm. Now this is in a Minecraft Bedrock realm. So this does work in any version of Minecraft Bedrock, whether it's realms, whether it's just regular survival, whatever you're doing, this works completely fine. So all you got to do is put your fuel in the right side chest. It'll go down into the smoker, and then all you got to do is collect those potatoes or whatever you're cooking. And as you can see, the amounts of levels we're getting from this thing is insane. Level 28, 45. I mean, it's nuts. It goes tons of levels. Doesn't matter what you're doing. And one last time, I wanted to show you guys how to build this thing. Whether you do a single chest or a double chest, either way is going to be really good. You got to put a smoker pointed into that chest, a hopper pointed into that chest, a smoker on top of the hopper, another hopper on top, pointed into that smoker, and then a chest on top of that hopper. I'm not sure if I said any of that right, but again, it's very simple as you can see. And then this side is basically optional. If you want to make it where you have unlimited fuel going into it, just make sure you put a hopper pointed into the smoker with a chest on top of that, and you're going to just put all of your coal, dried kelp blocks, whatever it is, into that right side chest so it has unlimited items for you to cook. Now, I wanted to also show you guys an insane build that we made on the channel recently. Was a giant cactus farm, XP farm. Same idea. Pretty much you just build your entire farm on top of a smelter, and you let it funnel all the way into your little cookable item or cookable area. And then once it cooks, you have to let the entire bottom chest fill. It takes hours. I'm telling you, it's strenuous. It's very tedious, but it is well worth it because once you get that entire thing filled up, and then once you get the items start to fill into the actual smoker, or in this case, a furnace, it is so insane the amount of XP you're going to get. It's never ending. I've had this working for me for 6 months. A new update occurred. We are still kicking. This thing is awesome. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you build this in your Minecraft world. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Leave a like if you haven't. Subscribe if you're brand new, and we will see you in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.